Swig.
Hello, welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
I'm Old Man Raptor. We got two hell. Well, somebody's just trying to leave. I don't know where they're going. You know, we're in a graveyard, folks. So it could be the dead's here, but they're trying to leave. So hopefully we don't run too far. And our two guests are
music is my life. What the? I'm Diggy.
Oh, thank you both for coming on, and thanks, Vinny, for coming back. It's an absolute pleasure to see you guys. What are you guys known for, and what have you Vinny, and what have you guys been up to?
I wouldn't say I'm known for anything, but if somebody is going to see my channel, they're going to see one of two things. It's going to be the King of the Hill parody, which we did a few years ago. That was in Fia's Film Fest. That was a blast to do. We got to go on stage as Hank and Bobby, and I just I actually little known. I did during that interview break character, but I was accidentally muted, and so when I realized, they told me, like, I was on stage talking, giving, like, I was actually pouring my heart out. I had broken character to, like, have, like, a genuine sentence thanking everybody, and they're like, "You're muted," and I'm like, "Oh shit," and I unmuted, and I was just like, "Oh damn it," and it was. It was just all in from there.
Nobody knew who he was.
It was great fun, and they're gonna know me from that, or there is a slight chance that they could know me from my other video that is. Well, maybe we'll save it, because I feel like this is something we got to build up to. But I have a video on my channel that is. It's like really ironically funny. I'm trying to explain it, like summarize. So TLDR, a few years ago, I used to do world hops with my buddy Wampus, who is also an occasional member of the band. And we would this was like very early in my VRChat journey. So we were just checking out like community labs, sort by newest, and just jumping into stuff. At some point, Wampus gave me the idea to type inflation into world search, because haha, that would be funny, right?
No.
Well, there was one inflation world, and we went there, and it was a fun video, and it's mostly just like a haha, isn't this silly reaction? But then I ended up kind of being impressed by the technology of, like, you know, somebody took the time and like made this. So like, yeah, shout out to them for like doing it well. And so that it's like just part of a world hop video. This is not, and it was just like a one-off thing. I just think that, like, everybody loves the Sonic OC, like crazy deviant art stuff. I think that's hilarious. I get a lot of joy from it in that way, I guess. But inflation is definitely not my thing, but it's definitely some people's things, because they started watching it. And I checked the analytics. The views keep going up, and in the analytics, it's clear they're only watching the part where the character inflates. Over and over and over again.
Oh shit!
One would say the numbers were inflated. Okay, I'm sorry.
No. You and your fucking tons of inflation, man. You and your inflation.
Inflation's a killer, man.
You could say the video
it blew up. The video blew up. So that's for. I don't want to say unfortunately, but it certainly wasn't my intention. I may also be known for that.
Oh, well, you could be known.
Oh, you're teleporting.
You look
over there?
a little broken.
You like my moves? I got moves, man. So I'm known for bringing the rock. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But this old body of mine, sometimes it's got a mind of its own. It just like goes there and goes there. And that's what you get when you're a pile of bones, man. And so I don't know, like Vinny and I was wandering through the woods. I was looking for a place to crash, and this looked mighty fine to me. If you look around, if you look around, it's like got like some nice gravestones and everything. And so I was like just digging up a couple, seeing where it might be nice to sleep. And well, you know, I met a lady here, met a very fine woman. That woman's name is Matilda. And Matilda, man, like, let me tell you what, Matilda is like the most beautiful, beautiful bag of bones I've ever seen, right? And like, so I'm hanging out, and Matilda and I are dancing, we're chilling, and like, out of the woods comes this guy. I'm like, what are you doing here, man? He's like, what are you doing here? This is my house. Yeah. And like, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. And he's like, why are you dancing with my Aunt Matilda? I'm like, your Aunt Matilda, man, this dame is fine. And like, and so I just I don't know. It's like, I looked at him in the eyes, and he looked me in the eyes, and I said, man, you like music? And he said, yeah, man, I like music. I got this band called AlteredEvil. I was like, you know what? I've been playing music for like 8,000 years, not 8,000 years, 800 years, man. And like, I've been around a little while, right? And so like, so he and I, we got together, and we were like, let's make some tunes, man. Like, let's groove out together. And so we got together, and we started making music. And let me tell you what, this is some fine music. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of gothic rock, man, but like gothic rock is like, it's like really dark, man. It's like really moody and really atmospheric. And like Vinny, he has a lot of angst over his history, man. And he's like got some anger. And so like with like AlteredEvil, he like goes and he brings it, and he's like, yo, rah, you know, and like it's got some meat, it's got some soul to it, right? But man, like we got a vibe. We got a vibe between us, and like we chill, and like, you know, like we just play some tunes, and it's like it's got this groove to it, it's got this feel, and it's got this vibe, and I really like it, man. I'm like glad to meet you.
Oh yeah, you bet, dude.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. I am very happy with how the album turned out. Diggy, what he also didn't reveal is that he happens to be very good at mastering as well.
Oh,
so with his help, we were really able to. Yeah. Yeah, what else did you do? Let him know.
Oh, well, so it's a two-piece here, you know, like we got a two-piece. Drummers are really hard to find, man. I don't know if you know this, but like working with drummers, they're always in like 7, 8 bands. So I was like, man, you know, I've got this ghost friend, and the ghost friend, no name, but ghost friend plays really good drums, and I've known him for like a long time. And so I was like, man, come get in my computer and play some drums. And so the ghost came over, and he jumped in the computer, and he started playing the drums. I was like, that's got a good beat, man. That's got a good beat. I'm gonna drop some bass. And so I started dropping bass guitar, and like we came up with a song, and like I was like, you know, ghost, you know, like, you got no name, so I can't give you any credit for all this. And he was like, I totally understand. I'll just be a session drummer. I was like, all right, cool, man. Like, that's great. And so I was like, all right, so we got the drums down, we got the bass down. I was like, Vinny, check this out. And I sent him off to Vinny, and Vinny's like a genius musician, man. Like Vinny, he was born a musician. So Vinny jumps in, and he's like, I got this guitar lick, man. And so he lays down guitar, and you dig, like he was just like, he just played this guitar, and then he started singing, man. And like all I heard was him screaming before, but he started singing, and man, his voice is like, wow. And so he started singing, and he wrote these lyrics, man. And he just like let his heart pour out, and like he was talking about like the war, man, and like he was talking about like the torture inside, and he was talking about like his history. And I was just like, man, that is some vibe right there, man. And so he sent it back to me, and I was like, you mind if I add some vocals to it, man? I got this really high singing voice, right? So I started singing these really high harmonies to his like really like grounded voice. And so then, you know, like we created this vibe, and then I you know, have you ever used a computer, man? Like, this stuff is crazy, man. Like you just like press buttons and like shit happens. It's like mind bending. Like back in the day, I had to like torture people to get sounds like this. It was like, you know, it's a totally different thing. Like you know, you don't have to like, you know, you just oh, you got a craving, Vinny?
Oh, what? Don't we
all?
You
got a craving right now? Yeah, I just don't drink anybody's blood. Like, just keep doing your thing, and like, but
I'm trying to. There we go.
All right. Now he'll be calm. You guys don't have to worry. He's a good guy. He's not gonna drink your blood. All right. He's got the blood grass. Good to go. All right. But so I don't know why you're laughing, man. But so Where was I? Oh yeah. So you can use these things, right? And they're these boxes, and you like put like electricity to like the harness lightning, man. It's like you put it in the box, and like it lights up, and like I've gotten pretty good at this. I have to say, like for old sag of bones like me, like I got like I can like press the buttons and what the anyway, haunted. And so am I haunted?
You could be haunted.
My arms going everywhere for you all. My arms are going crazy right now.
No.
But anyways, I'm good at computers. I'm good at these things, man. And so like I found out like I could put all this stuff together, and I could slide things around. I could like, oh my God, like back in the day you had to get like 50 people in a cathedral, man, to get like that booming sound. And like now all I got to do is like drop this little reverb in there, and like Vinny sounds like he's an angel. Can you believe that?
How ironic.
I know. So I made him sound like an angel because he's a lovely man, and like anyway. So we put it all together, and like I learned the skills, and like I mixed the things, and I mastered the things, and I send them the files, and like you can like upload your music, and like hundreds of thousands of people can listen to you, and it's like wow, man. So like I'm enjoying this era, man. Like I'm enjoying this. Like it's a far cry from like pooping in the street, man. Like it's a far cry from when I was young.
Oh,
I mean, I still poop in the street sometimes. But
I was gonna say, what was that last bit?
I was feeling nostalgic, man.
So you guys mentioned you were working on an album. What brought this album about, and is there any themes to it at all?
Oh, are there themes, man?
You want to go? I got it. Well,
all right.
So for me, yeah, as he kind of mentioned, like I hadn't done voices like I do on this album, or tried to go with this lighter tone, especially when AlteredEvil started. Nowadays, I'm more musically versatile, and I think that my sound is softened up a bit. It used to be like really deathy, almost pretty much black metal. The first album was really, really heavy, and that's fine. Like I love how heavy it is, but the stuff that I've been composing, especially for the last like year or two, has been a lot more variable, but also a little bit less tense, a little bit less heavy. And so, as a result, when he wanted to put this together, I tried some
feels.
Yeah, I tried the clean voice, and at first, like, I was not too knowledgeable about goth rock, but now I understand like goth rock and krautrock, and it ties in with industrial. There's a lot of like intersections for music that I already listened to, so it wasn't hard to get into the genre in that way. And with a couple of recommendations from Diggy, it was pretty easy in. And then really the only thing that I knew how to do was like a Robert Smith voice. Oh, I'm so upset about things. And you just I just hammed it up, but it actually worked. So then I tried it seriously, and it actually worked. So then we made the EP.
It was
at
excellent,
first,
man. I've been following gothic rock since like 1977, or 78, and like, what the hell? Come back to me, arm. Wait, no, come. What?
Oh,
be mine. I don't know, man. It's got a mind of its own. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So like, I've been following this stuff for a long time, man. And what long time? I mean, human years, whatever. But like, it's good stuff. And so like, when I heard Vinny, I was like, you got the sound, man. Let's do this thing. And so we did it, and like, it turned out well. And what the? God.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make, because it was really different for me, and also inspiring to like make half of or a partial track. Or oftentimes Diggy would send me like a drum and bass line, and then from there I would just like splatter my idea onto the foundation, and that's kind of how the tracks came about.
The spirits are haunting me, man.
Oh,
the spirits are haunting me.
For me, it's I gotta spin around a little bit so I don't go twitchy.
Would you like a hand with that?
I can see him.
Try casting a spell.
I can see him. They're over there and over there, but they can't see me. Whatever, man. All right. Anyway, the album is called Cemetery Business.
Oh.
Excuse me, I'm into
Cemetery Business. What?
Oh.
So the album is called Cemetery Business. And we decided to call it that.
Public.
Oh. That's what it was.
I'm losing my shit over here. I can't breathe, man. This is fucked. I'm losing my crap, and I'm having a party in a cemetery with a vampire and a goddamn skeleton. You wonder who's gonna get what?
Right, man.
My fucking goddamn.
This is the way to live.
It's always
man.
a party here, dude.
This is the way to live.
I'm fucking losing my. They keep going like
the way
this.
To live
I can't even
unlive.
fucking say anything. My fucking god.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When you were starting to talk, Vinny, before he just got up and left, I was trying to keep a straight face as his hands were going every which way.
Oh my god! I hope you got that. Then you got that right.
You can see his hands going everywhere.
Nice.
Fucking
Damn
hands are
spirits,
possessed.
man.
Like
I think he's just desperate to put some meat on
I'm
his
waiting for my
bones.
feet to take off.
When it starts happening, I want you to do like a crop zoom in
Yes.
and just like, you know, and so like some Warner Brothers like sound effects.
Oh, I'll do you one better. As it starts zooming in, I'll put the peanuts wah, 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 and then his hands go every which way.
That's great. That's perfect.
God, fuck.
I'm a little wounded. You guys are mocking me in my spirits.
I'm sorry, but it's quite humorous.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just took damage.
Vicious mockery. Guess I got a crit on vicious mockery.
I know what he's trying to teach us, Lion. He wants to show us the skeleton Macarena. We just haven't seen that part yet, and people are trying to give it out there.
Hey, Macarena. So, were there any themes or specific choices you were going to this album?
Roam, baby. Oh wait, yes, yeah. I got the mood, man.
So I missed it. What was that question?
Were there any themes you were chose to go into the album with after you guys decided to start the band?
So it progressed pretty naturally, you know. It sort of made sense what we were doing, but like it just sort of flowed out there, and like, you know, so the album is called Cemetery Business, which we thought was fitting. Like, you come to the cemetery and, like, you know, it's, you know, we got business going on, right? And but like you know, like there's this one song, like when I was younger, when we were both younger, right? Like we were both sailors at one point in time, right? And there was this asshole whale, right? And you may have heard of him. They call him Moby Dick, right? And we were just like, man, that whale was a jerk, dude. And so like we got together, and like Vinny was like, man, I got to write a song about that guy, because man, what a jerk. And so Moby Dick came about, right? And then we got a sickness, right? And the sickness is like about Vinny's like heart, like the struggle that he goes through, man. It's like really poignant, if you know what I mean.
It came
right?
from deep inside my cold black heart. My cold undead heart still beats.
Yeah. And then a new line, right? Tell them about a new line, Vinny. About,
new
like,
line
you know,
is
the
basically
mockery.
New line is me having an anxiety attack in public.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's deep stuff, man. It's like he's really bearing his soul, you know. And
that's basically the theme of it. I just started rambling as if I was under extreme stress.
Well, you were at the time, man. It's okay to let music like heal your soul, you know. Like that's part of it. Is like it allows a vent for that sort of thing, and like, you know, so like, you know, I don't know what else. Oh my God, partying werewolves. If you've never been to a werewolf party, like, oh my God, you gotta go. You gotta go, because like we got One Bite, which is like all about like party wolves.
Yeah, there is something
never heard
about
a skeleton and a vampire sing about party wolves. Like, go ahead, man.
There is something about those wolf furries. You know what I mean?
They're out of hand, man.
They know how to
They're
party.
out of hand. Off the hook, man. Off the chain, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, man. And like, you know, and like, so, you know,
wild and free.
Wild and
like
free.
A
wild
horse.
and free.
Off the chain, one would say.
What?
Wild and free. A free, unbridled spirit, Diggy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I got it. Like, so when I like, you know, you'll hear me like, oh my Jesus. That guy was a trip, by the way. I'm dancing. Got the grooves. Yeah. Diggy's got the grooves, man. Oh my God. All I got to do is sit here and like, it's like I'm DJing, man. It's like, what? Anyway.
Try swiveling.
So yeah, so the
degrees.
album, like every song on the album, I'm like right in the middle of like the two watching eyes. Like, you know, I know how to cast spells, but apparently I messed something up. I didn't use enough, like, I don't know. I don't want to grind up any more of my knuckles, man. Yeah, I know. Like I only have so many bones. I can only grind so many up into dust and sprinkle it around, and like, you know. So I got to be careful with that, man.
You got any?
Have you ever like lost pieces of bones? Like the hand bone is so many little tiny bones. Have you like lost a piece before?
Look at this thing, man.
It's like one solid mass.
It's one solid mass. I fused a long time ago.
It's okay. He just carries a bottle. He's got stock in the glue company. He just hasn't figured out which one he wants to use first.
Oh my God! Start harvesting your bones like a food resource.
Well, if Minecraft taught us anything, you could use them to grow food resources.
Hey, bone dust. Yo, I can't believe it was only like 2 years ago that I beat Minecraft for the first time, but I was in Minecraft so early. I remember the day, July 7th, 2010. Because it was the day that it got the update to have sound. It was that early.
Oh.
And then I remember like biomes and being able to like sleep as a safe space.
Yeah, I remember those. Although I've never beaten Minecraft. I've only played for a short period of time personally.
It's I'd say it's worth it at some point. It's a big grind though, to be fair. If you have like 2 or 3 people though, I bet you could do it in like 2 days.
Bet you could. And based on how much Diggy's hands are moving, I feel like he's going to start beatboxing here in a second.
No, man. Again, you guys just may have to deal with me dancing over here. I got like the tunes playing in my ears. You can't hear it. That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
Got that
man.
kung fu moves, dude.
I know. If you wanna box, I'll hit that over there.
So
anyway.
The new band that you two are working on, what is the name of your band and what brought this whole project about to begin with?
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Say it at the same time.
I'll tell the story. All right. Wait.
1,
all right. We'll
2,
sync it up.
3. First class coffin.
We are. Oh, first class coffin. We're so synchronized. It's like kindred spirits, man. We're like magic souls.
Oh.
So anyway, first class coffin, right? So like back in the day, right? Like, well, not too far back in the day, but like the late 1800s, right? In London. It was like the coolest time, man. It was like there were so many dead people that they like ran out of room in the cemeteries, right? And so like people are out there like digging up the graves, right? There's somebody new dies and they go out and they dig up the graves and they just dig up the people and they like throw them out on the ground. I was like, yeah, it's a party, right? And then they put the other people in there and they cover them up and they turn into bones again and like then they dig them back up and they throw more people in, right? And so like the churchyards were like covered in bones, right? There were bones everywhere, man. And like it was really beautiful. It was like really lovely. But the humans were like, oh geez, like we got too many dead people and we're all getting sick, and that makes more dead people. And then we got to bury them and dig them up and bury them. And it was like a big mess. And so like the mortuary company, the leading mortuary company in London, they were like, listen, we got a solution for this, right? And this is a true story. This is a true story, man. So they bought a bunch of land outside of London, and they built a railway that goes from London to the cemetery. And they sold tickets. They're like, you can put your dead people on the train and we'll ship them out. And you could buy first-class coffins, you could buy second-class coffins, and you could buy third-class coffins, right? And so like the third-class coffins were like these like wooden boxes, and they were all stacked up on top of each other in the back of the car. And then the second-class coffins were sort of nice, but like the first-class coffins, man, they were sweet. They were completely swag, like flowers everywhere, and like velvet-lined coffin, and like you got your own car, and like your family could hang out with you while you're like riding down the line. I was like, man, I always wanted to ride in a first-class coffin. I was like, that would be sweet. And so like sort of in light of that dream, like we settled on that name, First Class Coffin, because one day, man, I want to ride in a first class coffin, baby. Like it'll be sweet. Tell you what.
Oh, so what made you guys want to choose that specifically for that? What about that resonated with you?
Oh, as I said, man, I just wanted to ride in one. Things are swank. It's like, why do you buy a classic car? You know, it's just sweet.
So goth, dude.
Oh,
completely goth. I like. I'm partial to. So no, I don't sleep in a coffin. I'm a vampire. I don't sleep in a coffin, but I do really enjoy a nice plush coffin. I don't know. I think I had like the opposite of what's the fear of small spaces?
Claustrophobia, man.
Claustrophobia, yeah.
You don't want that when you're buried in the ground.
I think when I was younger, I had like the opposite of claustrophobia, because I would like crawl into cabinets in like little spaces. And of course, like being in
agoraphobia, man,
vampire
right?
family in a castle, yes, we have open coffins and sleeping quarters. Although, as I said, I use a bed. I much prefer a bed because I toss around and I snore a lot. So that was like a childhood memory of mine. So it's something that I was like, first class coffin, yeah. And I put a little bit of my emotion in there. So there's a little bit of a tie of like, okay, I'm really trying to connect something like personal here to help inform the music, if you will, to help give it some authenticity.
So what are some of both of your favorite songs off the album, and why that song, Joy, specifically? Hello, we're here to interrupt the most interesting thing being said in our current video to ask you a favor, which is, would you mind joining us on any of the socials we have, such as Discord? We're hanging out all the time playing video games, so you can catch us there very frequently. We have I run Twitter for us, which is LionTurtle21 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. It'll always be Twitter. But either way, there's that. We also have a Patreon, which we actually have a whole other show for our Patreon members, which are Aliquum and the newest addition to the bunch, Future Oracle,
Niche, and Forbidden Zero, good friends of ours.
Yeah, thank you very much, you guys, for joining. It means a whole lot that you're there, and hope to see you there as well. We have a whole other show. There are some free ones we have released as well for the audio for you to listen to and to see what it's like. It's like a whole other show as a thank you. With that said, please enjoy the rest of your podcast on YouTube.
Oh, you want to go first?
That's hard. Well, I maybe A Sickness, because that was the first one that we wrote, and it really kind of inspired the rest. But I also really like One Bite, which is so good that we are planning on making a music video for it, which we have.
Process,
yeah. Should I tell them about how far the process is?
Sure.
Okay. Well, originally we tried to get it done a bit earlier and have it in time for Rain Dance, but we didn't get all of our assets finished in time, so the music video that we submitted just wasn't up to par. There wasn't a whole lot, admittedly. Like, I understand why it wasn't accepted, because there wasn't a whole lot going on. It's mostly just the footage that we will now use as the filler for the story elements, which we needed to shoot. And so, hopefully, in October, that video will come out.
Oh. So,
and One Bite is Yeah, that's the song about werewolves, and as we know, werewolves love to party, and they know how to do it. So, that's a little hint as to what the song is and what will be in it.
Yeah, so One Bite is our third single. A Sickness was our first single. That's already been out. You can find it on all the streaming doodads and you can like what is it? The YouTubes?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. That's
yeah.
Yes. The YouTube channel, First Class Coffin. Those are all words, no numbers. It's 3 simple words, First Class Coffin. And we have 2 singles up now. The third single will be One Bite. And honestly, like the other 2 singles are also favorites, but which one's your favorite?
Yeah, so A Sickness is also really like fun for me. It was the first time we played music together, and it was good, man. It was like again, we got a vibe, and like I'm really proud of it. Like, it's good stuff. And then One Bite is like, again, party werewolves, like you can't beat that. And so like I'm all about that. So that's October 1st, right? And then the album, this is so important, I don't know why I haven't mentioned it yet, but the album releases at the end of October. Official release date is October 31st, but I think we're gonna push it up and do a live stream and maybe a live show like towards the end of October. We don't have the date set quite yet, but probably the Wednesday before. And
we'll get it.
So that will be, if we do that, that will be our first like main live performance. That'll be our first official performance. So it's coming up, and I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so A Sickness has been released. It Goes On was our second single. That's like a nice anthem. It's got a killer recorder solo in it. No joke. It's like Vinny just plays that recorder. You've never heard anything like it, man. He just goes, man. And It Goes On, and then One Bite is coming up on the 1st. I think it's around the 1st, and then the album release at the end of October. And so that's our schedule. Oh, the music video in October as well. So that's what's going on. That's where we are with everything.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. It sounds sweet. With this music video, so you said story elements as well. What is the story or theme of the music video you'll have coming out soon?
Well,
party
as
werewolf.
usually with the stuff that I make, the story's not too deep in order to just keep things concise. So basically, there's a werewolf. The werewolf chases us, but then we become friends.
Okay.
As you do.
Party werewolves.
Damn right, man.
So I also noticed with the names of your songs, they all seem very classic horror tropey as well. Is that a specific design choice?
Look at me. Look at me. I know, right? What would you expect?
Where are we?
You're right. That was a really, really dumb question.
Okay. No, it was. I love that I could react like that and make it funny.
I'm glad it was recorded, like your solo.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh my God, so good, man. So good. It's amazing.
I would like to ask.
Just imagine duding like the skeleton dude. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Was there a specific reason why you added the recorder solo to a goth song mask?
That song, badass.
That song is, especially when during the time of making that song, I was on a big Mike Patton kick, and in particular the band Faith No More. I'm a Mike Patton fan. He's inspiring. He's one of those people. There's several musicians that really inspire me, but Mike Patton's one of these like does it all kind of people, and I feel like I also fit that mold.
Famous modern recorder players. I don't know if you know this, but Mike Patton is like one of the best recorder players in the world.
And that's a quote. That's truth. You fact check that, Twitter. You fact check. Let us know.
I hope that when a clip of you doing the recorder solo comes out, when people look up Mike Patton, your recorder solo shows up instead.
Good. Yes. So yeah, I was inspired by Faith No More's kind of style. That is the only song where we have any synth elements.
Oh.
And there's kind of like a rise that changes. There's those like rise interludes with synths, and that in particular was inspired by like Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. There's a lot of that stuff in that music, and also it just has that early 90s, late 80s kind of fun. I don't want to say new wave, but there is a lot of new wavy music that it sounds like would use something like, in this case, a recorder solo. But honestly, that your mastering was so good, it sounds like a flute. I don't think people would know it was a recorder, but they do now. Well, that's okay.
Oh, so since it sounds like both of you have a history with music, obviously, how is the First Class Coffin any similar or different to what you were doing outside of First Class Coffin?
Well, this is the first time I've seriously worked with another musician. Yeah, mine's a lot shorter because it's basically like I had played music for fun for several years, just guitar very casually, written a few things, but I didn't produce anything until about 2021 is when I really started producing the music. So much has flowed out. It's like stuff from the past that I was finally able to put down in recording and like create. And that process has allowed me to like learn how to mix and master stuff better and better. I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing now. I think there's a huge contrast from where I started in the first album, and even like the music video Doombox, which I love that video, but I am not huge on the song and its production style anymore.
Good.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It is good. I'm just, you know how it is. Artists are like this with their old. Artists are just like this with their old art. Sometimes it's just one of those things for me personally. Obviously I leave it up. I'm not like, I don't hate it or anything. But I'm really happy with the stuff that we've made now and the stuff that is coming through the pipeline sooner. And what was the question?
How is First Class Coffin similar, different from your other projects that both of you work on? So it sounds like both of you have musical backgrounds and other stuff you're working on.
Yeah, no, my music background is very shallow by comparison, I think, in any serious capacity. This is the first project I've ever worked with another musician on and like really like created a whole EP and recordings and a whole other band. This is the first real band I'm in, because AlteredEvil is a band I just made up.
That's what you do. That's all bands are made.
I guess that's true.
You just make them up, man.
You got me there.
AlteredEvil is epic. Yeah, so like in the mid, so I've lived a long time, right? And as you're talking, I'm sure you've noticed my accent changes as I go, and that's because like I'm reliving the past, right? So like sometimes I'm a cowboy, and sometimes I'm a pirate, and sometimes I'm a I don't know, a Romaner, Legionnaire guy. I can't remember what they're called. That was a long time ago. Oh, they were all dead anyway. Whatever. Anyway, I pretended. I played cosplay in like 1000 AD, right? So so all throughout that, like Diggybones was playing the bones, man. Like I love music. And like so like I'd say around, am I touching my face? I'm around like I think it was like 1400 AD. I really started getting organum. Are you familiar with organum, man? Yeah, like I really started vibing on that, and like that really influenced what we're doing today, like the keys and the melodies and everything, and that was like a big influence. So when I got that scene going, I just sort of like it kept going, and it evolved into all this choral work and like Gregorian and all that stuff. That was pretty cool. And I liked it, but then like I fell off, and like I started getting really into like the hurdy-gurdy, right? And like so I was playing the hurdy-gurdy. I moved to France for a little while. I was playing the hurdy-gurdy, and that was cool. And then like like as I said, like time passed, and like the Renaissance was sort of crap as far as music was concerned, man. Like it was really like soulless. Like it was no good, And
sellout era.
I know, man. They totally did. Like aristocrats, it was junk, man. And but then you got into classical, and there's some really beautiful stuff, man. I don't know why it's called classical, because for me it's like modern music. That's like so beautiful, man. so beautiful. And and then like, we got into like the 1900s, man. Have you ever heard swing? Swing is some fly music, man. Like there's some movement, some groove in that. And then later on, as I said, like I started following punk rock and gothic rock, and like I was like, these folks have got some spirit. This is like some deep music, man. And fight the man, and express your soul. And like, so I got into that, and like, in like the mid 90s, there was this band called Bella Morte, and like I got into them, and then another one called Brighter Fires, and another one called Gild the Morn, one called Ideal, another one called I Can't Help Myself. Can't Help Myself. No, I can't help myself. Can't help myself. And then there was this guy named Gopal Metro, and Gopal Metro, he has like a catalog of work, and like, he was very influential on my modern sound. And like, so I sort of brought that into what Vinny and I are doing. It was pretty cool. These kids these days, they got some neat stuff going on, like neat ideas, and so it just seemed right, for the modern age to like do something as new as like 1980, 1990, like that, have that sound. Cause like that was innovative, man, really innovative, and so like I like playing music that the kids like, I like playing music that like, like resonates with the people, so.
Hell yeah.
That's my history, man.
Oh, sounds like quite the rich history. And I'm kind of curious, how did you die?
What?
You're a skeleton. You don't have flesh no more.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to tell you.
Don't look at me, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just down here, but just hanging on the ground like everybody else, like every other rodent that tries to get away.
I think he has too much skin in the game.
First time you meet someone, do you say, hey, take your clothes off, man?
That's the opening. That's the opening line.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my.
Hold on. We're gonna open it with your music, and then the transition is gonna be that line, and then it starts.
Oh my God.
It's like reverbed out, like wow. You ever take your clothes off? off. Welcome to the podcast.
So, where do you guys intend to taking this project? What do you foresee with it?
Well, I heard that there are these. So like when I was young, the world was flat, right? And like now they're like saying the world is round, right? And like now they're saying like gods are planets, right? So you got like Mars, right? And now they're saying you can build a boat that goes to Mars, right? And like I'm like, let's go play on Mars, man. Like, why not play a show with the gods?
That sounds awesome.
That's where we want to go. To Mars, baby.
I don't blame you. I'd love to see one of your Mars shows.
Yeah, but I guess we'll settle for the graveyard.
We'll bring the rock to Mars, I tell you what.
There's plenty of rock on Mars.
Hell yeah.
Okay, dumb jokes aside. I'll stop now. So, with this album, how long did it take you to produce, and how did the collaborations between both your styles work together?
Wasn't that long, was it? It was like 6 months, 8 months, maybe.
Tops, yeah, and we were working on it part-time. Yeah, like when Vinny and I sit down to do a song, it's generally it takes less than a week, start to finish, to like do everything. And like once I get into the mixing phase, that probably takes the longest out of all of it. Mastering doesn't take that long, but like actually mixing everything takes a minute. But like Vinny, I send him the bass and drums, and he turns around and he's got like, he just cranks out the guitar and the voice, that melodious voice. And is it possible
Thank you.
for a skeleton to have? And him the because this one's got it.
Oh.
Anyway, whatever. So yeah, so songs go fast with us. Like when we focus on the song, we crank it out. It's like easy. Vinny is one of the easiest musicians I've ever worked with. Like he's just it just meshes really well. Like he and I just mesh really well. So I'm really happy with it. I really love it. Yeah.
And it's really easy. What you send me is very inspiring as well. So that's how I'm able to just like, oh yeah, what if it just went like this? Because it's like so
it's
solid.
Good stuff.
Good rhythm, yeah.
So kismet, man, kismet.
I must say. I'm gonna ask a dumb question, but what's kismet?
Connection, like synchronicity, like fate.
Okay.
I think a positive fate is the best way to describe it. Like a energy. Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's right.
Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know.
It might also mean fish.
It could.
You can feel it in your bones. You remember? Okay, you remember that guy from Oblivion in the Shivering Isles? I forget his name, but is it Jorund? He's the guy he helps you get into the realm of madness. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes,
like,
the
rod.
bones
speak to me.
Yes.
The bones can talk. They sing. It's like that.
This guy. Little did you know, it was me in the back room.
So, I've gotten the inclination that when you wrote and sung the songs, you made it personal. If I'm leading this question correctly, were there anything specific you pulled into the music? Any specific history or stories that you wanted to share?
Well, sometimes a lot of it is just kind of general feelings. I think, and I'm not sure how much of goth music is sourced purely from that, but that's kind of where that was like my instinct, was to just like songs are about just we all struggle. Like it's called It Goes On. And the line's really simple. From the sunset to the dawn, we struggle, but it goes on. And it's just kind of like learning to deal with when things get difficult and just like grinding through it. Pretty simple concept. And then that feeling inspires the lyrics, which it
also talks about when he was cursed, which is important too. That time, so there's back in the day.
I guess that is a more personnel element. So yeah, what are we, like 90 something years later? I'm still here, still cursed. It's not so bad, actually. I've really learned to manage it very well. It's what that I guess you could say I don't want this trend to catch on, but it's like a vegan vampire lifestyle. It's like a very healthy way to live as a vampire. You would expect that it would be a lot more like Grizzly, but I've learned to just pretty much be chill with it. I do love chicken, though. I'll eat chicken.
Oh, vampires can eat chicken?
Yeah, we can eat most things.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Told you you could eat fucking pizza, you moron. What the hell? Why can't you have chicken? What the hell? Oh my God, help me. Oh my God, man.
Well, this is just a personal thing, but I can eat garlic. I have like a mild allergic reaction to it, but it's usually not a problem. Just maybe take an antacid after.
Okay.
It's sort of like the opposite of celiac disease for a vampire, where he can eat the thing as opposed to can't eat the thing. He's looked down upon by his family for it. Like they're like, oh, that guy, he can go out and eat garlic.
Yeah, it's because my dad was human before. It's because my dad was human before, while I was conceived. He later became a vampire, but it was already too late by that point.
Ah, I see. So, from all of the songs, is there any particular pieces that resonate with either of you specifically?
Moby Dick. Sick of that fucking whale, dude.
Damn right.
He'll sink your ship. That's why they call him Dick.
Sounds like a dick move.
Damn right.
Okay.
I just want to go on record, though, and say Moby, the artist Moby, is not a dick. Moby's actually a great guy, but Moby Dick is kind of a dick.
Oh, so
well, at least we all know we're getting dicked.
Yes, we have. It's very important to be clear who has the dick and where it goes.
I'm just curious about one other thing, Lion.
What's that?
You sure Moby Dick's his first name ain't Richard?
Moby Richard?
Yeah, but it had to be Richard, and they just called him Dick for short.
How did that nickname happen? It's like getting Hank from Henry. You know, it's like, how does that? It's not short for Henry. Hank. The best thing I can think of is like a toddler who is just learning to speak tried to say the name and said that, and then it's like, oh, that's adorable. Let's call you Hank.
That could be.
And it's stuck for thousands of people.
All right. In the last year since we've last talked and you guys created the band, were there any particular moments during the whole process that both of you cherish or enjoy?
Well, the creation process, the back and forth, and when a song clicks, there's like it's like a story arc, right? There's the climax of the creation of the song where you have your complete like skeleton. Here's our verses, here's the choruses, and then you figure out that last kind of puzzle piece, and from then on, you might still add things or mix things, but getting that like, wow, there is a song. That before there was no song. Now there is a song. Let's make it as good as possible. Like that moment is a peak for me.
I agree with that, man. That's very cool.
Ooh. What about you?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, that creation process is the best, when that moment, where it all locks together. That's a good one.
Okay. So at what moment during the creation process of the band and some of the first songs did this whole project feel real to you? And may I ask, and what was it that made it feel like this is a thing that's going to continue?
The creation of the sickness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, what about the creation of the sickness that made you
see that? Kismet. Mutual soul.
It was it. It was like we combined our instrumentals and vocals, and it's like, damn, this works perfectly. This sounds exactly like what I would perceive as like a goth song from the late 80s. It's like a dead-on like replica. Let's do it again.
Yeah. I think, the goal wasn't initially, was it to do a goth song? I don't remember, but it came out that way. And like, I just love the sound. Like, I just love the way it sounds. And it's like, again, it's got this like really, oh my God, are you starting again? Get back your hand. All right. It was so good for so long. My hand is freaking out. Okay. So yeah. Like it was, I don't think we originally set out to start a goth band, but what we produced was like gothic rock. And I was like, this is great. Like, I love this stuff. Like, I want more. And so, who better to create the music you love than yourself? So, I've always been a fan of that. Like, if you don't love the music you make, like, I mean, for some people it's catharsis, I guess, but like, I like making music that I like, and we hit off with something that really worked. So that's very cool. That's very cool. That's it.
Okay. And the project you guys worked on for Rain Dance, as you mentioned before, what was the process like, and what was it like submitting something to Rain Dance for both of you?
Well, I think I've done similar submissions before.
I was just going to say that was sort of a last minute thing. Some friends were encouraging us to do it, and we knew we weren't quite prepared for it, but we just said, whatever, we'll do it anyway, and like sort of put the name out there. And you know, it was literally test shots. You know, the whole video was just test shots. We were trying out this new camera lens, and we were trying out these new, you know, we were trying out the venue, trying out the space, and like we were just sort of messing around. And we submitted it, and I mean, the quality of those videos that won were, I mean, you know, like you have like Starheart and like, you know, like TFM Johnny, right? That craziness. It was really good stuff. It was really amazing. And so like, I'm not worried about that. Like, we're sort of like this punk rock, gothic rock band, and we're like scrappy and like doing our thing. And like, you know, so it was just sort of on a whim, I think. Like it was just sort of fun, you know, to put that out there. And you know, who knows what'll come next, you know, like we do take pride in what we create. But we also know that it's like, it's funny and fun and like campy and like, you know, like Halloween over the top and like, you know, because that's what we are. Like, that's what we do. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So also shout out to Roll the Red, who helped us film that. It was his fisheye lens that we were working with.
Oh, wow.
And they did give some cool effects.
Yeah.
But
Very
all
cool.
we had was footage of us dancing on the same stage. You know, there was no transition elements or anything yet. So I totally understand, especially after seeing the other entries. I was like, oh yeah, dude, no way we should have been in that. Especially when there was so many. There was only like 4 music video slots, I think, and there was a bunch more than that submitted. I would bet.
Some really incredible stuff. Really good stuff.
Are you guys gonna try and shoot for next year?
Sure.
Not with this video, but maybe another one.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like, it's fun. You know, this is so much fun. This whole thing is so fun.
I'm immersed in the VR filmmaker world also. Like, so I'm sure that I'll always have something going on.
Well, I think there's one more question we should add before we do the final ones. And it's the one I don't think we've asked either of you with a full line of thinking. What's the weirdest thing you've seen? I beat you to your own question.
Oh, I saw this. Also, I listened to the Johnny interview yesterday. Congrats on that.
Oh, thank you.
As well as
Thank you.
Yeah, that was wild. Wasn't expecting those to happen.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, that's awesome to see. Makes me happy, especially seeing your journey as how you've progressed. It's super cool to see. Well, very happy for it.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. And
yes, a lot. It means a lot.
What is the weirdest thing in VR chat both of you have seen?
Oh, in VR chat.
Yeah, I got one, but maybe you should go first.
Weirdest thing. I don't know, man.
Okay.
None of it seems weird to me. It's all wonderful.
You've seen weirder.
This is like home, man. This is like great.
How about the location of our last stream?
Oh my God. All right. Yeah. That's a little slice of heaven right there. That's something we've been doing streaming too. Every once in a while, like anytime we release a song, we go stream out in VR chat. And like, it's like, yeah, so we went to this, it was like a little bit of, I can't decide if it was heaven or hell. I can't decide.
Maybe it's purgatory.
But there was this really lovely, like almost like a river walk, except it was sort of in a cave. And like had tunnels and stuff, and there were like arms that you had to lick. You had to lick those, right?
It was optional.
Okay, well, I did. Anyway, but yeah, it's Pocopiland.
Oh, Pocopiland. That's a really cool place.
Pocopiland, yeah.
I mean,
that was a lot of fun.
I got to wear a peanut on my head.
Oh.
Because you're such a nut.
Oh, you.
Oh.
Now, what about for you?
So for me, 3 words. Shrek's piss bath.
What? That kind of concerns me.
It's I think it's a map by Hens. I think it's a map by Hens. Shout out to any Hens map. My answer is really any Hens map. I love hens. He makes silly meme worlds.
Fair. I could see why those would be. And the names you chose. What made you want to choose that for your VRChat names?
Well, it's my name.
Yeah. AlteredEvil is my project. Although I feel like I should change my description to be Vinny. Because, I mean, that's my name. So, what do you think? Should I keep it?
I think that's up to you. Although, you technically go by Vinny.
Yeah. Yeah, Vinny is my name's Vinny Von Don. Vinny Von Don, yeah.
His straight name is Vinny the Vampire.
I guess I could explain a little about AlteredEvil. It's as a vampire you would expect, as my family lineage does suggest. We may in fact be evil, but I want to put a stop to that. So I am altering my evil nature, and it also kind of sounds like alter ego, which could easily be like is another synonym for avatar. So perfect. It's like a triple entendre.
Oh.
He spent some time in France too.
Oh.
The French don't have a word for entrepreneur, but that's what I feel like.
Fair. And your name is Diggy? Is there a reason for your granted name?
Look at me. Wait.
Okay.
He dig them bones.
You
dig?
Fair. I dig. And the avatars you're in, what made you want to choose those and use them?
I wanted something hyper realistic.
But I do like this coat. I thought it'd be fun to wear for the interview. I kind of made it as a costume for First Class Coffin, but I just like the outfit so much I just wear it a lot anyway. You know. It's definitely not casual, but this is my like performance attire.
Oh, it looks really nice.
I think I look smashing.
Oh, you do. Yeah, as I said, I wanted something hyper realistic, like something that like really, was representative of me. And so like, I put on some clothes and took a few photos and, shout out to Sacred and again to Roll the Red, by the way, just putting that out there. You got rock. Folks rock, yeah.
Oh.
So that's
Sacred was
instrumental. I just wanted to look like me.
Oh.
Yeah, Sacred was for, yeah.
Well, I will say thank you both very much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure hearing all about First Class Coffin and all of your projects. So thank you. It was an absolute honor.
Absolutely. And before we go, huge shout out to the Conclave. The Conclave are amazing, amazing people. Yeah.
I love you guys.
And again, love you guys. And then coming up the beginning of October, our new single, third single is One Bite. Check it out. Hopefully we'll have a music video done by then. If not, it'll be done hopefully within October. End of October is the release of the new record, Cemetery Business. Yeah. Oh. And then you can check out our first two singles, A Sickness and It Goes On YouTube and all streaming services. You can search for us and you will find us. firstclasscoffin.card.co. Right? If you know what card is, it's sort of like Linktree, but it's like card.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, until next time,
follow our socials,
people.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, give us a follow, give us a subscription, give us your money, give us your time and attention, give us your love, give us your hate. But West Side, baby. Fade it out.
What?
Well, thank you both very much. It's an absolute honor to have you guys on. And before we go, give you, the audience, a question. Have you heard The Sickness? Are you down with it? That said, have a good day in the Metaverse. See
Damn,
you.
man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God. What the flying fuck?
I've been waiting for that the entire time. I'm sorry.
The whole interview. Wow. On that note, folks, You saw me once in a video with the gentleman, the vampire, the Vinny, and I was barking at his feet. Now I might get to grow up a little bit and run with the wolves. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Rock out. Give them hell. Bye.